He's young, athletic. He's a spy. KGB. Vladimir Putin.
What interests me is power.
Paul, Jude, congratulations on the movie. A fascinating political thriller, which is scary because it's true. And thank you for speaking to Novacinema Greece. Jude, you have played the Pope. Now you play the Tsar. What's next? And seriously, I wanted to ask you, when the idea came to the table, what went through your mind? What was exciting and what was scary, if anything, in assuming the persona of Putin?
What was exciting was the opportunity of working with this group, this collective led by Olivier, who I'd known, and whose work I'd really admired. And there were doubts in that, you know, I worried that I was going to be expected to make some kind of definitive statement, but the fact that it was a sort of supporting role to a broader story, a bigger canvas, gave me confidence, I suppose. But key to that really was being in the hands of Olivier.
I knew Jude, I loved Jude. When I started thinking at who could play Vladimir Putin, I started thinking of actors who looked a bit like him, but I was not interested by the impersonation element. I thought that was the wrong route. I mean, I thought that what was interesting is to find an actor who would be able to give all the different layers, and also who has some, you know, connection with the audience.
The Americans, they treat me like I'm the president of Finland. The early conversations I had with Olivier shed a lot of light on that. He was really clear he didn't want it to be an impersonation. He didn't want me to wear a prosthetic mask that made me appear like the Vladimir Putin that we know. I was in the hands of an amazing makeup team and hair team who were able, through real gentle suggestions, sort of draw on images of Putin in that period, and obviously there was lots of material I could look at and draw from myself.
Our goal is chaos.
Usually we know the front, but we don't know the spin doctors, the ones that, you know, move the strings of politicians. But the main character, Vadim Baranov, is based on Vladislav Surkov, I think, which was Putin's right hand.
The movie is adapted from Giuliano da Empoli's novel, The Wizard of the Kremlin, and he used some element of Vladislav Surkov. It has some elements of Surkov. I hope not too much, because Surkov he's scary. he's plain scary.
Russians are controlling the modern world. We are its masters.
I too was fascinated by how enigmatic the character was. You know, there's a lot of contradictions, there's mystery, and I think that a person who can sort of make some of the decisions and influence the way they did and then go home and play with their child. How many people around the world are making decisions that impact all of us and then going home to their families, and they're not always decisions we agree with and understand, and in this case they're quite reprehensible.
You're using your black magic in the service of power?
It's a game. Politics is the only game worth playing.
We live in very dangerous political times, a little bit scared about the future of the world, because I see people turning into far-right politicians for protection. And we have the Trump phenomenon, but it's not only Trump, who admire dictators so openly.
I think there's every reason to be scared. I mean, especially for my generation, it's unbelievable. You know, I just don't even understand how such things are happening all over the world. The best thing one can do in that context is not turn your head around and pretend you're not seeing. You just try to face things and try to give your audience a look at what's going on behind the curtain. And I think that it's about understanding what mass manipulation is and to give the antidote, to try to give something that can be part of the antidote.
No one is safe in Russia.
What about you, the Wizard of the Kremlin?
I'm not interested in winning the Nobel Peace Prize. I want a war.